Hello, everyone. This is Keith Rowe with Vital Healing. Thank you for listening. This week, I'm sharing a short piece that comes out of some recent work that I was doing along Piney Creek. We've been putting up a couple of wood duck boxes, and we filmed part of that process as we went. If you're listening to this on Substack, you'll find the video version below. And if you're listening on the podcast, you can find a link to a time-lapse video version in the show notes. This past week, we put up 2 wood duck boxes along Piney Creek and filmed a couple of time lapses while we did it. I enjoyed adding simple line art to the front of the boxes. One of them has several Kokopelli figures burned into the front, and the other has a peace sign. Decorating them has become part of the process for me, and it's something that I look forward to while I'm building them. We placed both boxes close to the water. The wood ducklings, that's funny, the wood ducklings leave the box shortly after they hatch, and they'll make their way to the creek to meet their mother, who's generally going to be sitting there in the water calling to them. And so we wanted to keep the distance as short as we could. Before mounting the boxes, we took some time to decide where they should actually go. And as we started to put up one of the boxes, I saw a tree that I thought was the obvious choice, but after looking at it and putting my ladder up against it and seeing the specifics, we decided it wasn't the right fit. And so we chose a different tree that made more sense because of the placement. To mount the boxes, I secured a 2x10 board to the tree using some lag bolts and a few screws, and then fastened the box to that board, and that way it'll keep everything solid. As you watch the video, you'll see ladders and repositioning and a bit of back and forth as we figure out the best way to put the box up and the best place for them. After getting both of them attached to a tree, we also cleared out some low limbs on the trees that were nearby, just enough to open up a clear flight path to make it easier for the ducks. Inside each box, we added some large wood shavings for bedding. Wood ducks don't bring their own nesting material with them, so it makes it easier for them to have something already there. While we were working over on the island, we noticed a large piece of debris that had washed in during some previous flooding, so we wrapped a chain around it and lifted it out and moved it back toward the shop so that we can dispose of it. We're doing all this in early January, so the boxes are in place well ahead of nesting season, with time for the ducks to notice them and get accustomed to them being there. Work like this has become a way that I stay in relationship with the land. Building the boxes and placing them is only part of it. What matters just as much is coming back and watching how nature responds, and letting that inform what comes next. Over time, that attention starts to change us, and we stop rushing toward outcomes and begin listening to what's actually being asked. Being out there has a way of simplifying things. It brings me back to my body and back into time as it really moves, not the rushed, distracted pace we so often carry. And as I slow down in nature, I find that I can carry some of that steadiness back with me into the rest of my life. If you'd like to see more of this work, you can find my writing and videos on Substack and YouTube. The links are in the description. Thank you for being with me on this vital healing journey as we find our way back to ourselves and back to each other. Until next time.